Thank you, Bruce. One last question because our viewers are asking questions, and actually, you mentioned God right now, recently, on your answer. So they ask, what's your concept? What's your definition of God? Who is God? What is God?
Okay. From a biological point of view, let me give you a piece of information. Why can't we exchange organs? Why can't I put my lungs into your body or my heart into your body? And the answer is because you have an immune system. I say, what does the immune system do? It says it knows what cells belong to self and what cells belong to somebody else. So no two people have the same cells. And I say, well, what's the difference? I say, on the surface of our cells, they're like miniature antennas, like on a television set. No two people have the same set of antennas. So each of us is receiving a different signal from the broadcast. So I say, well, what is God? Imagine a radio where you can turn the dial, and then as you move the dial, you get from one station to another station to another station. So imagine all of the stations being God, and each one of us is a little station, another little station, another little station. Each of us is a piece of the whole. Each of us is not the God, but we're a piece of God. Each of us are capable of co-creating our life as a creator. You are a creator. You wake up in the morning, you're creating. And I say, from biology, that's what epigenetics is about, how the mind is controlling behavior and genetics. Change your mind, you change your genes. You don't need to take drugs and medications. You have to fix your mind. The drugs are trying to bypass your mind. The whole idea is all comes from mind. And you say, well, that's kind of new age. I go, no, this is a fact of science. Fact. The most valid, truthful science on planet Earth is quantum physics. You go, so? Quantum physics is separate from the old one that we all learned as when we were younger, called Newtonian physics. Physics means mechanisms. Newtonian physics, Newtonian mechanics. Quantum physics, quantum mechanics. Mechanism of how life works. Newtonian physics said the universe is made out of matter and energy, and the two are separate. Bodies are separate from spirit. Okay? Quantum physics said that's an illusion. Everything is energy. Everything is energy. No matter if you see it as physical, that's just a trick of light and energy. It's a trick. Everything is energy. This is quantum physics. I say, why is it relevant? Because in quantum physics, the basic principle of quantum physics, the most valid science is this is a creation of our consciousness. Oh my God. The basic science of the universe, of how it works, says this is everything you're doing, everything you see is created with consciousness. Now, we agree on a bunch of things, so when a bunch of people agree on the same thing, then it manifests. If we agree we want to have war, there's a war. But if only one person wants to have war, there's no war. You have to have agreement. So we all agree with the consciousness and make the same thing. So why is it relevant? Because quantum physics says this is all consciousness. You are creating this in your mind. And if you don't like the creation, change your mind. And when you change your mind, you can make a new creation. So, for example, people have cancer. And all of a sudden, they just say, oh, my God, my life is crazy. I got to change my job is bad. My relations are bad, blah, 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 blah. And I say, okay, change your life. And what do? They change the way they live. And the cancer disappears. It's called spontaneous remission. I say, you had cancer? You changed your belief? And the cancer disappeared. I go, 100%. The cancer is not due to genes. The cancer is due to the belief in the mind, and mind is going to manifest whatever I believe. If I believe I'm going to have cancer, I can make cancer. I don't need genes for cancer. Genes account for less than 1% of disease in the first place. We are creators. Our mind is the creator. Our mind is a piece of a broadcast. It's a big broadcast. I say, when you put all of the broadcasts together, that's God. I say, but you're a little tiny piece of God. You can create for yourself, but you can't create for the world unless a number of people agree. If we get a large number of people to agree, then the world will change just by changing our belief system. So is this new age? I go, no. This is this is deep science. This is the most powerful, truthful science in the world. It's quantum physics that says consciousness creates a reality. And it's epigenetics that says consciousness of ourselves creates our own experience. So they both in agreement. And the idea is, who are we? And this is the big surprise to my life, because I was not spiritual. I was a biologist, proteins, chemicals, genes. But when I learned I was the broadcast and that I was playing programs, just like you, I learned that what if I change the program? I go, then my life changed. Oh.
Wow. Fantastic, Bruce. Fantastic.
But you sit there, Bruno, as the example of what I'm talking about. That's the perfect part. Every one of us can do this.
Bruno is the producer. Bruno is the producer that's been in contact with your people. I'm Ismael. But we are actually one.
Okay, now.
We are actually one.
Okay. Thank you for that correction, because all I got from you was the email, so I didn't know any better than that. Well, this is good, because a community of people sharing the same belief is powerful, because the more people that share the belief, the more the creativity occurs. So when you surround yourself with people who have the same mission and the same vision, you increase the probability of manifesting that vision.
Thank you, Bruce. It's been a delight. Thank you for your time.
Thank you all, and thank you for the wonderful audience. The audience said if they can see what we're talking about, if they start to create heaven on earth for themselves, and we all start doing it, guess what? Then earth is heaven. And so thank you for helping us move in that direction, Ismael. Thank you so much.
Thank you.